when you read manufacturing announcements, they're not in New York and they're not in LA and they're not in the Bay Area. They're in Tennessee, they're in Texas, places with one thing, cheap energy and lower housing prices. Even Austin, where I go quite often, it's expensive, but it's a lot cheaper than Southern California, I can tell you that. And um, but I think that this cost of living crisis is very real. It's particularly bad in certain parts of the country as opposed to others. They happen to be the parts of the country that most journalists seem to write about. I mean, there's certainly, but there's certainly an issue with the housing industry in general, and I think there's a lot of things that we could be doing, even in some of these more expensive places. Manufactured homes, for instance, are an area where you could really cut the costs. Um, the We could certainly open up some of the land. In the state of California, 6% of the land is occupied. Well, if we went to 7%, we could probably reduce our prices by a significant amount. Now, I have to say, as a homeowner who owns his own home, it's not in my interest, but as a human being, I think it's in society's interest. I mean, I don't like the fact that my daughters, one of whom lives on the East Coast, one who lives in Arizona, I would love them to come back and live in Southern California. I don't think they will, and at least not until I kick the bucket and give them the house.